Hey everybody, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. Today is Wednesday, which means it is time for Marvel Comics and King in Black issue number 3, which is exactly what we're going to be covering in this video. And I'm going to release this video a little bit ahead of all the other ones, specifically because this issue is just so freaking phenomenal. This is everything that we've been waiting for in the King in Black. And while all the tie-ins and everything like that, they've been relatively cool in my humble opinion, but these main issues of King in Black have really been driving it home. And what we've seen so far is Knull descend upon Earth, cover it in a giant symbiote hardened shell, and we see dragons taking on all of our heroes across the globe, and all of them losing drastically. And Eddie Brock trying to end all of this, he offers himself up to Knull, but Knull is looking for Eddie's son, Dylan Brock. And after stripping the symbiote from Eddie Brock, he drops him from the Empire State Building, where he falls, almost dying, being brought back to a Fantastic Four's headquarters, or hideout if you will, where he then passed away. Now, if you guys are enjoying the content that I have coming out, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. I also set up a Patreon. You can check for the link down in the description. I had a couple of fans asking me about that, so I went ahead and made one. So if you guys want to support the channel in that way, the link is down there for you guys to do that. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. So this issue starts us off with some narration, talking about how darkness and light always have an opposite equal. And so for all of Knull's darkness, there's someone that is equal to him in the light. And I have to think that the only equal I can think of right now that's in the King in Black line is Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, who finally became a god of light. But all our narrator can really feel is a single boy who is fatherless, and his infinite sorrow as Dylan watches his father fade from existence. And so our team has to act quick. We have Spider-Man, Reed Richards, Wolverine, Sue Storm, and Blade all sitting here trying to devise a plan on what to do next. And this is when they're given just a little bit of insight to where Dylan's power comes from. And it's pulling from something that's not of Earth. It's a signature that's familiar to them somehow, but they don't really understand it. But they do know that they have to get out of here. They have to protect Dylan at all costs, because he is going to be the key to saving their allies and then saving the world. And Dylan's ready. Dylan is ready to crack some skulls. His father is dead, and he has this power within inside of him that he's ready to unleash. And that's exactly what we see here. We see Wolverine, Dylan, Spider-Man, all of our heroes jumping into action and going full force into this. And this is when Dylan goes head to head with symbiote Captain America. And this isn't even a competition, because Dylan Brock uses his power and wipes the symbiote straight off of Captain America. And Knull feels this, and he sees exactly where Dylan is now. And as Knull brings all of his forces down upon Captain America and Dylan, Dylan can't stop what's about to happen. But then we see a lightning bolt, and it's the arrival of none other than Thor himself. And this is where we see Thor and Dylan start laying waste to all of the symbiotes, and they battle as hard as they can until finally the Void King himself makes his appearance. And this is when Thor and Knull go toe to toe, but Thor underestimates the Void God, and he gets it handed to him and slammed into the ground as Dylan watches as all his friends, all of the heroes, fall to Knull. But Thor always has some fight left in him, kicks Knull in the face, and picks up his hammer and brings it down with such a force that it literally breaks the jaw off of Knull. And Knull lets him know that this world is going to burn. It's going to pay for what he just did. And then that's when Knull activates or awakens the Celestials, the symbiote Celestials. And while Thor's back is turned, Knull reaches for All Black and drives it straight through the chest of Thor. And all chaos breaks loose, Reed Richards not knowing what to do here. But that's when they get radioed in from Iron Man. And he's telling Reed Richards that he's got this, that not to worry. And Reed, of course, is like, how am I not going to worry? There's two Celestials out there that are controlled by a void god, Knull. And this is when Tony lets him know that extremis infected symbiote armor that he has, it was disconnected from the hive. And since then, him and the symbiote have become a little bit closer, if you will. And so they're getting along enough for Tony Stark to be able to control it. And Reed is just confused as whatever, because he's just like, you have a dragon now? And Iron Man lets him know, no, I don't have a dragon. It's whatever I want it to be. So how am I gonna beat two Celestials? I'm gonna take one over and make it my new armor. And this is where we see the Iron Man Celestial symbiote armor. But Dylan is now within the grasp of Knull, and it's seeming like this might be the end here. But remember our narration, that there's an equal, a god of light, the source of Dylan's power. But with Knull's dome still standing, it can't break through. But our narrator can, because the narrator is none other than Silver Surfer himself. And that will be where this issue ends. Ooh, what do you guys think? I freaking loved this issue. And my personal theory here, which in my opinion it makes sense, is that Dylan's powers are derived somehow from Star-Lord. It's the only thing that really makes sense, especially with the Guardians of the Galaxy tie-in and everything going on with Star-Lord right now. And so what we're going to see in the next issue is a Silver Surfer breaking through and hopefully the arrival of Star-Lord. And then we're going to have Dylan, Star-Lord, and the Silver Surfer taking on Knull. Now, we did see Thor get stabbed through the chest, but we know this is Thor. There's no way even the Sword All Black couldn't take down Thor. I just don't believe it, and I'm not going to believe it. I know I'm gonna take it as he is very wounded. And you guys, what do you think about Iron Man's new armor? Literally has celestial symbiote armor, and it is freaking phenomenal. All in all, I have to say this is hands down the best one from King in Black so far. That's just my opinion. You know, there's definitely going to be people that disagree with me, but I just have to say it's phenomenal. I loved it. I highly recommend that you guys go pick up this issue. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. You can also check us out on Comic Breakdown and More podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts at, Spotify, iTunes. We drop a new episode every Friday talking about all the comic pools that we do this week, as well as, you know, new TV and movies like WandaVision and Wonder Woman 84. We cover all that stuff. We do a great little conversation about it. So if that's something you're into, why don't you go ahead, go check it out. And until the next video.